Well, hello to all the YouTubers. Thanks for stopping in at this moment in space and time. We're going to be chilling out at the round table for a little while. This is where we come just to shoot the breeze about tarot or anything else of the finer things in life we wish to talk about. I really appreciate you guys for stopping in and checking out these videos. Feel free to give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a thumbs sideways. Hit the red button, the yellow button, the green button, and the blue button. And then after that, then you can really start to enjoy it. No, just kidding. I hope you have a lot of fun and enjoy the show. Let me know in the comment section how you're feeling. This is where we write to each other, our opportunity to share. I'm really happy and feeling honored to be a part of it with you. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoy the show. Thunder only happens when it's raining, and players only love you when you're playing. Hello everybody, sorry about the singing. No wait, I'm not sorry. I love to express myself. I love to get that throat chakra open and moving when I can. It's Friday evening where I am at, and I'm just like off work for the week, and I'm glad we're here at the round table. Welcome, come on in and make yourself comfortable. We're here to chill out for a little while. I'm really happy that you guys could all join me. I've still got the wrapper on this candle. This is a new one that I got for the new moon, and this is also the round table is the place where old candles come to go to the next candle life, I guess you could say. So yeah, I hope you're all well. I hope you're all in a good place of abundance, prosperity, joy, happiness. Hopefully I don't slice my fingers off here. I don't know why Pier 1 Imports does this to me. I can't even get the wrapper off. Maybe it's because it's not good for the environment. We'll keep trying though, right? I just am a bit of a hack. If any of you got tips for getting into these candles, just leave them in the comment section down below and you can help me out a ton. I hope the readings helped you out. I hope you all enjoyed the July and mid-July readings. The purpose of us being here, guys, is to give this tarot deck away over here. You see that? Tarot of the Elves. There's a bit of a carryover from the last roundtable video where people wrote in their comments and we picked some very inspired ones. And then we're going to narrow down the field and we're going to select somebody to give this tarot deck away to. Sorry, the roundtable is a little bit messy tonight, but here we go. So yeah, the new moon is up. It's a great time. I like to set some intentions, light a little bit of candles, light a little bit of incense even. Let's get some of that going too. It's always nice. We'll keep it homey and respectful for you. You know, because this goal setting, this intention business, this is we're finding out that this is key in almost everything. Like, it's 2017, you kind of look at what the young ones are doing and you're like, wow, maybe we haven't really come so far as we have, or maybe mainstream media says we have. But yet at the same time, we see great inspiration, great hope in the young people, right? And if you're an old geezer like me, it's kind of like we're reminded that sometimes we have to kind of be in a position where we're always progressing. We don't stop learning. We don't become like stuck or set in our ways. It's good to have things that we enjoy and give us comfort and security, but it's really important that we always set this intention, that we always sort of have our eyes to the straight ahead, you know, or in a progressive fashion. Yes, we must live in the now. We must pay homage to the present moment, you know, as often as we can for our blessings and our gratitude. But this sort of intention setting, this getting somewhere, we're finding out that this is key. Like when it comes to our manifesting and our creating, bringing into our life what we want, shutting out the things that slow us down. You know, for those of you on the ascension path, it's all about elevating that frequency and feeling that energy, sort of that the blessings that come into our life, right, through this knowingness and the things that we're learning and discovering together. So at the new moon, my little intention, just while you're all here, I want to tell you I'm growing the little tarot channel, the little YouTube channel, but at the same time I'm going to do a little bit of letting go so that it can have a life of its own, so that I'm not like so, you know, kind of connected to an outcome or whatever it becomes. I want it to have a life of its own. I don't want to be, you know, emotionally attached to like, oh, if I don't get so many views, I'm bummed out, or if I get some bad feedback, I get bummed out. And also for me, guys, it's time for a vacation. So For August, there's only going to be a monthly reading. There will be no mid-monthly for August, okay, guys? And I'm going to be doing a little bit of letting go. I'm hoping to do more of these roundtable videos, and, you know, the readings are going to continue. I'm so glad you guys are receiving them and appreciating them. But yeah, I'm just hoping here that through a little bit of letting go, and my intention being for the tarot channel to grow, that, you know, that sort of that healthy detachment with the proper intention set can get me where I want to go. And well, maybe you guys can use that as a social experience. Set your intention and then let it go and see how that comes back to you. And if it's for self-improvement, if you just want some level of like the fire of transformation to like ignite inside of you, and maybe you're like working out so you could have like a new physical body, or maybe you're like changing things up so that the energy around you and your environment around you is something more pleasing or more grounding, whatever it might be. I wish you all the success in doing that at this time of the new moon. Let's be there for each other. Let's build each other up. I saw some very inspired conversations that arose out of the readings, and that's awesome. That's what I really want. So please use the comment section in this video as well to come and talk, like create a forum with the other subscribers to this channel, and really build each other up, boost each other wherever you may be, or if someone's hurting, we can extend the love through the ether to reach that person, or a kind moment, a kind word in space and time could reach their ears or reach their eyes over their computer monitor, and maybe just brighten somebody's day. All right, so a little bit of program notes. Well, you know, I hope the video is not going to be too long, but we got some things to cover here. All right, we talked about the new moon, some intention settings, and you know, living life's purpose. I've had a request for a couple mini readings from new subscribers, so we're going to do that. I don't have any tarot at the table, but I got some Norrin and some oracle cards, so we're going to give a little mini reading for 2 new viewers. Then we're going to get into a little bit of viewer mail, and then we're just going to talk about a few relevant things that we're going to be coming up and maybe some future programming. So I hope you're enjoyable. You got your cup of tea. Stick with me, folks. We're going to have a little bit of fun with this. Oh, yeah, and the best part, at the end of it all, we're going to be giving this bad boy away. Maybe we'll even have a quick look at it so you guys can see. Maybe you want to go out and get one for yourself, even if you maybe didn't come through on the giveaway, okay? So without further ado, let's get into a couple little mini readings. And although these are for people that I've picked out specifically, you can still, and I wanted to kind of use this to prove to you, you can still set an intention, even though you may not be the person I'm reading for, and still be able to glean something from what's coming through. Because in the end of the day, this is light work. This is energy sharing. You're giving your time by tuning in. You might as well come away with something too. All right. The first comment I got was from Nika Baby, and Nika Baby was commenting on her the Libra reading from the early July. She didn't have too much to say other than she gave me her birth date, and she said, "Can you give me a mini reading?" And that's kind of what inspired the whole thing. So I said, "Sure." So Nika Baby and Libras, you know, this one is for you, but like I said, for the collective, just set your intention and go. We're just going to pull a few cards and see what goes on. Okay. All right. So Nika Baby has pulled the Fox, the Messenger, the Airship, okay? And what else do we got? Oh, and the Mousies. All right. These are pretty cool, the Norman cards. So what do we got here? So there may be news, there may be revelations, or there may be a notice that is given from far away. This could be like something coming in from a landlord, or something coming in from somebody who has some sort of like, power. So this could be for some people a banker, or somebody that has been entrusted and accounted with certain funds. I see finances, messages of finances coming in and going. And I also see a little bit of scandal going on here as well. With this Mousies and these Fox up here. These two, they're always out for a free and instant meal. And it doesn't matter how much strife it causes them around them. If they can get that, they're going to go for it. And they don't want to get caught. That's the big thing with these two. So just be a little bit wary that if you're receiving messages, telegrams, or things that are coming in, make sure you're kind of evaluating the authenticity of what's coming in. I don't want to see anyone getting scammed at this time, or putting their money out, or, you know, getting too involved head over heels with something just to find out that, somebody had a bad intention of just like, taking everything to begin with and that sort of thing. All right. So these are the impressions I'm getting from these Lenormand cards as well. There could be some of you that are just feeling very lucid at this time. Very, like in your ascension process, it's almost like we get into this beautiful like rainbows and airship type energy where we're feeling very light energy, very free in spirit. And then we have to come back down, and it's almost like life or our conditioned society can take on the role of little mousy or little foxy here, and it continues to like nibble away at us or force us into situations where we have to go out and earn our piece of cheese. We got to go and earn our keep, and that means coming back and dealing with energies sometimes that are a little bit lower than where we would like to be. So finding that balance is going to be incredibly important, I feel. Okay, so Nika baby and Libras out there, I hope that helped. Okay, we're going to give you a what is it? I forget the name of this deck. This is the Compass Oracle cards, Magical Compass, I think it's called. So we're going to get a card here out for Mika baby, and we've got Peaks of Joy. And isn't that relevant with that airship, right? And that horsey and rainbow. So that I do feel that there are people here that are trying to adjust their energies and their frequencies to their ascension process while balancing the Monday, everyday life. It's not like you don't want your coworkers to think, wow, have they ever gone off the deep end? Or, holy smokes, or, do they ever take things to the next level? Or are they even from this planet kind of thing? When really you're just to a point where, or sometimes some of you may just be feeling that you get skipped over because your energy is so much higher or above whatever like mundane thing is going on around the water cooler sometimes, right? So Peaks of Joy, we also have to make sure we don't fall into valleys of despair because, as we know with yin and yang, it's like very, very important that we find this balance. So when we do experience peaks of joy or valleys of sadness at times, let's always make sure that we can always rebound or that we're always keeping a little bit grounded. It's almost like having to have 1 foot on the water and 1 foot on the land, like that angel in Revelation, right? People who are going through their ascension processes and connecting with their angels and spirit guides, and then yet having to come in and talk to Bill over in accounting, on Tuesday morning at 8:45 because you got the email notice that you had to be there. It's like, wow, what two totally contrasting or different worlds that is, right? So if we can kind of look through our higher selves and maintain balance and maybe even not scare the people around us just because energetically we're so charged, we're so ready to see things on a higher level than most people, that we're not in situations where we're getting upset, disturbed, or some of this bipolar energy where it could be like you're feeling elated one moment and then some D-bag comes along and the next minute you're just like, oh, the wind is out of the sails, and you feel like, what was the point of being on an ascension journey to begin with if everybody around me is just, not going to get there? So another reminder that maybe people aren't normally ready for the whole ball of wax, the whole gamut of what all at once. They can only take what they can handle. So sometimes you may be able to drop a little bit of a hint of something that can help elevate somebody else's energy around you without telling them something that's going to blow their mind and eventually cause them to question and crash out and maybe, end up down at the Sally Ann because they're feeling so conflicted over, what life is all about and what that purpose is. Okay, I didn't read from the guide on that card. I just wanted to pick that out and go intuitively on the pictures. So let me know if you guys were able to draw some of that. Okay. Now, the second one I wanted to do was for a viewer called My Symphony. And My Symphony left a very nice comment for me on the Pisces video, and I believe that was an early July one as well. So, and I mentioned to My Symphony that we would just have a look. And now I've let go of these comments. I can't remember what they've even wrote. I've left myself little post-it notes like these ones just to remind myself that I mentioned to these people that I would do these little mini readings, okay? Let's get a couple more out. We got mousies again there, right? What do we got? We got one. Let's get one. Oh, we got 4 there. Okay. Fair is fair, 4 is 4 with the Lenormand. Oh, we're going to get 5. Okay, wow. This mountain card, you guys, it was coming out so much in the last 2 weeks because people, I felt, were going to have to do their best not to get too upset over other people's folly. That's what this card really means to me. It's like being able to stand in your power when things seem like beyond your control, and then someone comes along and maybe tries to lord their ego over you at some particular point in time, and it's just like that energy like makes you queasy, it makes you sick. So for My Symphony, I have a feeling that you are trying to cut some sort of poison out of your life, some sort of negative draining energy at this time. You're trying to get rid of it. And the feeling I have is that it's a female energy, just because of the curves of the nature of these cards. Right? There's a lot of curves, right? So that could be an important message for you. And in sign of Pisces as well. Look, we've drawn the fishes and they're all going which way. This is always a reminder to do your own thing in awareness that, others might be sort of evaluating you at this time, and there could be apprehensions in going your own way, in marching to the beat of your own drummer, but it's not going to stop you from doing it. You are closer to the resources than all the people who are like following the same way a little bit blindly, okay? There's much more clarity in shining from you, but people will be watching you at this time, okay? So, and maybe this poisoner thing that maybe somebody's just like, what do they call that, a mooch? Somebody's could be leeching or mooching off you, and you're trying to cut that out, right? And or somebody might be at My Symphony trying to get on your wavelength. They might be like almost, trying to get into you to see what it is that you know, what sort of knowledge that you have, or what sort of gift that you're given. You'll want to watch at this time that, people aren't approaching you, well, whether they approach you or not. You have to be careful about how much information you're giving away at this time, is what I feel. Okay? And we're going to do one compass card for Pisces and for My Symphony in particular. I hope you guys are finding these enjoyable. Let me know. These roundtable videos are just kind of starting, and I want to do them. I didn't want them to be so much about the readings. We're doing a couple little readings, but at the same time, once we're done with this, we're just going to hang out for a little bit and vlog about tarot and tell you guys the feeling I have with the sun going into Leo. I think for July, in all 24 readings that I did for all 12 signs, I think I pulled 3 of Pentacles 0 times. It is almost like I had to go back and check to make sure it was still in the deck, because nobody pulled that card, which to me was a strong signifier behind the belief that I had that people were going to be excited, and it was going to be tough at times to work with other people because of the sense that everyone was sort of like chasing their own agenda, or pushing their own program, pushing their own schedules and things of this nature. So that's just a little tarot vlog that I wanted to let you know of one thing that I noticed throughout that. But sorry, My Symphony, here is your oracle card from Magic Compass, and you've pulled 26 Deep Freeze. And we've got the lion here that's just like, he's way too far north for where a lion should be, the king of the north. And this is when things like hibernation, circadian rhythm, lower energies, lower frequencies, sometimes they need to come in to preserve energy so that you can hold on to your energy. So if you're not feeling very vibrant or very alive sometimes on certain days, remember not to beat yourself up. It's not like you're not in tune with your higher senses or your spirit guides just because you're feeling maybe a little apathetic, a little lethargic. We don't want to stay that way for too long, but sometimes these lower energies, they keep you so that you're making sure that you're getting your rest, you're not putting yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that they are there for stability sometimes. It's like the moment we try to dictate or control or say we have power over our healing and over our ascension process is sometimes the moment that it slips through our fingers. We do have a certain amount of intention to heal or to ascend or to be more spiritually inclined. That's fine. But we put that out there, and then we have to allow it to happen to us. And with deep freeze, it's like the seasons. Sometimes when the cold comes, sometimes we just have to realize, okay, or if someone's being cold to us, or maybe we're not talking to somebody, it's okay for these things to happen, to occur. We don't have to blame, we don't have to beat ourselves up, we don't have to feel guilt. Just allow it to occur. And then eventually, that season passes and things thaw again, and things are brought to life with new profound instinct, information, and things of that nature. Okay, so don't worry at this time, My Symphony. If things don't seem like they're moving forward fast enough, or you're not getting the answers that you wanted to soon enough, just let it be. You have to just say a little prayer and let it go. Okay, that's awesome. All right, guys. I want to get into a little bit of viewer mail. The comments that came in after that. Viewer mail is kind of fun. I like to do it. You guys post these comments, and it's like some of them do inspire great conversation, but other ones, I want to let you know when I read them, they strike me as very happy. They give me a bolt of inspiration, things of that nature. The first one I got is from Tammy Watkins. From the early Taurus reading, and although Taurus was a little bit late, sorry Taurus and Gemini, you guys' readings were almost like a week out of time, but I hope they all hit you all in the correct moment in space and time. But Tammy was an Aquarius, both Sun and Moon, and she has Gemini rising, but she was watching the Taurus video because her children were both Taurus, both Earth signs. One was a Taurus, and she found that the messages in Taurus resonated more with her than her Aquarius, like her air sign readings. And this Taurus was Earth sign readings. And she kind of like wondered why, or if it was possible that this could resonate for her. And my reply to her was definitely. You mothers out there will know this too, that like even when your children are adults, maybe they've left the nest, and things of that nature, checking in and cross-watching for children can be it can resonate very hard and very heavily, because those kind of touch parts of us deep inside when we're connected through to our children through that sort of very primal instinctive love that we have. It's no wonder that sometimes cross-watching for children, a reading could almost feel like it's for a part of you. Because let's face it, our children are very much so. They are their own individuals, but when we look upon them with that primal love, it is a very strong part of our hearts. And Tammy, I just wanted to thank you for that comment, and let you know that that's really cool that you do that, because you can get a sense maybe of how you can maybe bridge gaps with children, understand what they're going through, or even connect without seeming like too nosy of a parent sort of thing, okay? So I like that. All right, Tammy, we're going to scroll up to the next one that hit me quite hard. And let's just see. Bear with me for a second. I wish I had elevator music for you guys as we pan up. Okay, we have, I believe it's a little gentleman. His Blue Devil Records is his name. He's got a pretty cool little icon. And he was responding to the Scorpio mid-July readings. And he was very connected to these readings due to the fact that reading spoke to a little bit of like sort of letting the chips hit the floor, or particular fallout, when things come to a head, when two things finally like buckle and you sort of maybe get into an argument, or you reach an impasse because your energies just don't resonate and there's no conclusion, there's only contractive words, and then people go their separate ways due to misunderstandings. There's always this sort of fallout, or this time it takes before you can like reapproach this person and say, okay, look, I'm sorry for what happened, or I feel bad for what happened, whatever it might be. So he was really on point in his comments about talking about miscommunicated help. Sometimes when people are in our environments and their intention is there to help us, but they just have this way or this particular energy that we don't resonate with. We just don't understand that person's approach sometimes. It can seem like they're just all up in our space and they're not even like doing us any good, although their intention is to help us. And sometimes that help gets very miscommunicated. It gets very misunderstood. And then that's when I feel like certain feelings or certain things can really go awry, because it was like two rights kind of made a wrong, right? When we were too quick to assume, or just saying like, Maybe that person was sent into our situation to help us, and it was this in particular person to help us become aware. And I want to thank you, Blue Devil Records, for making people, or especially me, aware when help can be miscommunicated and we refuse to accept it, or we refuse to see it, or we treat it as instead of help, we treat it as adversity, when there's just that communication gap that's there. Okay, so that was a really cool letter that got written in on the comments section that I felt need to mention. Okay, now I have to give a mention out to Destination Dairy, one of my favorite subscribers, and I enter a chat room over on Tarot Illumination. If you check out my featured channels, Tarot Illumination is there, and he does Sunday night live tarot mini readings for people. It's very similar to sort of this type of video, but he does them live, and they're very well done. And this is where Destination Dairy and I first started chatting, and she had a comment on the Capricorn mid-July, saying that she was cross-watching for a twin. And I just wanted to mention that because if for those of you out there potentially that have a twin and that connection, please send me letters or notes as you're receiving readings in the future, because it really interested to me. I was an only child. I didn't even get the chance to have a sibling to beat the snot out of me, every once in a while. But a twin, that just sort of blows my mind based on, what I've heard. And, with sort of like highly tuned intuition, you get a sense, but the feeling I just have for twins, like that must just be an overpowering thing. So cross-watching for a twin, it was like, I want to know, Derry, how much it resonated for you, right? Because if it's your twin, are you also not in the same sign? So that one really, really struck me as like, oh, very cool, because it's like paradox at my doorstep. And I was like, the mental conundrum left me shaking my head, and I really appreciate those moments because it's those moments of uncertainty when we are really living. Okay? All right, so let's keep moving up. I won't take too long. I'm not going to read too many. Okay, here's one I got to mention because I've had this one before. And it's not just always positive. I have people out there that comment and say, well, I don't like or appreciate the reading, do this, that, or the other thing. And we have Bazia Navor, who says to me, the way that I open up the cards will be reverse. And I should always open the cards from right to left, not from up to down. Okay? And the way I keep my tarot deck, bear with me, I just got to reach over and grab my tarot deck. You've seen these cards before, right? And I hold them this way, and I hold them that way. Sometimes when I flip them, I take them this way. At any given particular part in time, there's going to be half the deck is going to be face up and half the deck is going to be face down, and that's the way of it. So when I lay my cards out, we'll just take two, for example, that I lay out. What I do when I pick up the cards, I lift the bottom end and I bring the card towards both you, the viewer, and me, the reader. I bring it toward, the energy has to come into me, right? Left to right, I don't read it passing by me. I allow the reading, the image to come straight in, straight at me from this position. And not every time will it be reversed. Like, look at 50, sometimes it's reversed, sometimes it's not, right? Where it's like if I were to lay them same two cards out, right? We'll go 1, 2. And she was asking me to turn it from right to left. Now I've got this card reversed. And now I've got this one straight up. So you can see, what does it matter? That I'm far from a traditional reader. And if some, person back in 1721 said all tarot readers must turn their cards this way, well, I'm here to say, sorry, it's a tarot revolution, and I bring the cards towards me because I like to have the energy of the card come at me rather than across my path, okay? So that's just a little thing, and I appreciate all those viewers out there that say it has to be a certain way. Maybe your passion for tarot is undying as the centuries and the ages, and that's all fine and good. But I want to let you know that I don't do things a particular way. I do them the way I do them. And for the original subscribers that have been with me, I want to thank you for understanding that. What was that old song by Ice Cube or Ice T where he says, don't sweat the technique, right? We're going to get these positive healing messages out there no matter which way we flip the cards. All right? So very cool. Also want to give a quick mention to Kimberly Lenahan, who through the Gemini mid-June reading said that she was able to reconcile with her ex, which is excellent news. I get it? Excellent news. So it just goes to show that, you know, sometimes like a lot of readers will predict when an ex is coming back, if they're not coming back. I stay as far away from that mishmash as I can when I give my readings, and sometimes it still happens. So I just want to say congrats, Kimberly, and I hope that whatever struggles you guys were going through, it opened up some new lines of communication, and that you and your lover will find prosperity and harmony for many, many years to come, okay? All right. The last mention I had from the viewer mail were for some of the viewers that answered my poll question from the July readings. And the poll question, for those of you that missed it, was, are the readings too long? Now, my readings were averaging about 35 to 40 minutes. And where I'm at, way out in the boonies, it takes forever to upload that stuff, guys. It's like, and that's why sometimes the readings are a little bit late, because like on a 30-minute video, I'm looking at like 8 to 9 hours of upload time. And I got to find a new ISP. I know. But at the same time, a lot of you were happy with the length of the video. You're liking like a full half hour or more of messages of me kind of blathering on and talking on. And wow, thanks guys. I appreciate that. But the results of the poll itself were a little bit, were kind of split right down the center. Some people like that short, to the point type reading, which is really, that's okay too. And there's a lot of readers out there that, you know, speak about just the mundane aspects of the card, and they get all the information out for the sign in, you know, 5 to 7 minutes. And I give those guys a lot of respect. It takes me a while for the messages to like intuit, because I get images, I get feelings, you know, certain things. I can't just like see the card and be like, an ex is coming back, or somebody spying on you, because for a general reading, I can't be 100% certain that that's true, right? And I won't go with that. So I will allow my blank mind and my blank eyes to receive images, and they don't always come super fast. And sometimes I find myself just like being lost. I know there's syllables and sounds coming out of my mouth, but it isn't until like later when I realize what it is that I'm like trying to drive home and trying to say, okay? All right, so that was a big part of the viewer mail, and at the end of it, I wanted to give some shout-outs to other readers. Not that it's like they are better than anyone else, or it's, you know, the A team or the B team, or us before them, or these people have been here longer, so it's, you know, they have the right to dictate, you know, how tarot should be, or anything like that, right? I just wanted to give some shout-outs to everybody that I have featured over, I don't know which way my thumbs are going, in my featured channels. I mentioned Tarot Illumination. I also wanted to mention Moonlight Scorpio was another reader who took interest in my readings when I was first getting started, and she gave me so much inspiration and encouragement to keep doing it, you know, when I was just kind of like, I felt uncertain about the gift that I was trying to share with the world, and her readings really let me know that I was on the right track, and I could see how many people she was inspiring. So I just feel blessed that I was one of the people that were inspired by this reading, and I've always directed people over to her that may be going through a really like tougher time, that maybe like a male reader couldn't see into certain things, some things, right? You know, when it maybe is like something that needs a more compassionate touch and things of that nature, okay? So Moonlight, that's awesome. The other featured channel I have over there is for Uptown Tarot. And, you know, I'm not as familiar with her personally, but I just wanted to let you know that me, as a reader, when I need a reading, when I need somebody to explain to me kind of what's going on in the sub level, in the subconscious, I flip over there, and literally within 10 to 15 minutes, I have taken that deep breath. I've feel like I have it figured out, and I feel like I just got that right words and moment in space and time that are for me, not for these readings, not for anything else, like for me as a dad, as a worker, as you know, a person that goes out and does it every day. Those are the readings. So I wanted to give shout out to those 3 readers that have helped me, okay, and Tarot Illumination for hosting those tarot chats on Sunday night. You bring a 5D loving community together, and if I can just express it to you now, TL, about how appreciative I am, and I'm sure many of our shared viewers are, for the work that you do. A special thank you to you for that, okay? All right. So, a couple other notes as we move on. I know it's like just my hands again, but the table's kind of messy. Maybe we'll get into some, like, doing some painting, or like TL does with some markers and a clipboard or something at one time. But, just hang out. This is more kind of what's coming through the ether more than what's on your video screen, right? Okay. And that brings me to the point of what's on your screen. Subtitles. I have had expressed interest from viewers, from a couple viewers that have asked if I can turn the subtitles on. I'm not really sure how that works. I'm going to turn the subtitles on for this video and for the next set of August readings. Hopefully, if you're somebody that needs to have the view of the table and the cards that they don't interfere, you can turn them on and off at your leisure from your perspective. I hope that's how it works, but I'm not 100% certain. I'm pretty new at the game. Okay, the other thing I wanted to mention is for all you cuspers out there, all you folks that were born on a cusp, so maybe you have to check out Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Venus, and your cusp sign, right? Whatever, hour of the clock was, just ahead of you or just behind you. I'm thinking about doing some readings, particularly for people who are born on cusps. So I would love some feedback on that. Let me know if it's something that you feel like you would like to do. They couldn't be like the huge 12 zodiac readings. They'd have to be more kind of condensed, I feel. Maybe we say you were on a Cancer Leo cusp, right? And I was like, okay, here's your Cancer side, here's your Leo side, right? And then we flip it open, and then we could say, okay, here's the contrasting energy. I think I would like to do some readings, especially for the cusp children out there, because I feel like you guys are sometimes pretty forgotten in the fray, of the readers and astrologers out there, and they want you to identify with a sign in order to receive your messages. Well, if you were born on a cusp, you maybe you identify with 2 signs, or maybe you don't identify with the zodiac very much at all, and you're just kind of forced along that avenue. So I'm hoping to bring some light to that subject as we go a little bit longer. Look at this blade of grass. I sprinkled some grass seed in my bamboo, and it got all stringy and weird because it's not outside. But anyways, I know I'm weird, which means the video is coming to an end. I also want to say, you guys, I really I pride myself on not editing my stuff. For me, too much editing in a tarot reading or in some sort of reading like this, it's just it doesn't really speak to the authenticity or the flow. I'll screw up lots, and I'll admit to you guys when I do screw up, but I refuse to edit these things. And I've been in a middle of a reading and realize there's no sound or something like that. I just start over again because I feel the message has to be sort of pure and true. Okay, now I've delayed you long enough. All right. For those of you, I hope you have stayed tuned, because here we are. We are at the Tarot of the Elves giveaway. And this deck of tarot is going out to somebody here today. If you are the winner, I'm going to write you a message, a private message on your YouTube page to let you know, so we can exchange information and I can mail this out to you, okay? So what a beautiful, it shows you the Elven Wisdom spread, which looks like a 5-card spread there. I've only opened this once before, but I'm opening it here for this video, just so you guys can see. I'm just going to show you a couple of the cards that are in here. It's quite a beautiful, I hope you can see it. I don't want to burn it before I send it out to you. Quite a beautiful deck, actually. When we look at it, there's a lot going on. And if you like elves and that sort of thing, I'm a big Lord of the Rings geek too. I won't lie. This one, for me, I didn't get into it, and I'm at a place where I have many other tarot decks, and I can't let go of the current one that I'm using, right? Until it tells me that it's had enough, or I intuitively sense that this tarot deck is tired of me, I won't go to the next one. And this one was like number 6 or 7 in line. So I thought, why not just give back to you guys for all your views and subscribes, right? Look at the beautiful, each card appears in the guide as well, so that when you're learning to read with these cards, there is a lot of insight that comes with this guide as well. Okay, so this is there. All right. Well, what we're going to do, there are 8 finalists. When it comes down to it, we have Jackie Wild from the sign of Pisces. Okay, thank you, Jackie, for your contributions and all your comments. We have Leah Love from Sagittarius. Okay, we have Sheila Saunders Smith, and Sheila Saunders Smith actually just commented on the last roundtable video. Actually, I'm not sure what sign she is, but I mentioned that I was going to take somebody for an inspired comment from the last roundtable video, and that's her. All right, from Gemini, we have Sherry Ridley. Sorry if I'm butchering your names, guys. And we have Jane Doe. I believe that's from Cancer. Sorry, I'm like showing off my scribble scratches, right? We have Brianne Love from Virgo, and we have Boo D from Aries. That is Boo D, B-O-O-D, Boo D. I'll be right back. I gotta grab my hat, you guys. So I'm gonna put the scribble notes in my hat, and I'm gonna shake them up and mix them around, so that I can't see them. They're all going in the hat, and this is how we're going to determine it. And I'm going to pick a second runner-up just in case I can't get a hold of the person, right? Okay, should we burn it? Trust me, I can't see that, all right? I'm reaching way around. We're going to shuffle all these papers up. Shuffle, 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 okay? And the winner of the Tarot of the Elves tarot deck is Jackie Wild from Pisces. See, I scribbled in there. Jackie Wild from Pisces. For sharing and encouraging me in the same comment. We went back, I remember, she shared her story, and she was going through a tough time. But at the end of it all, she said, you know what? But I wish the best for you. And I thought that was really awesome. All right, and if for some reason Jackie Wild cannot receive the Tarot of the Elves deck, we have Boo D for Aries as a runner-up. And Boo D, you will be in consideration for future draws as well for actively participating. Thank you, everyone, for your comments and for whoever participated in this giveaway. Jackie, this one's coming to you, and I'm going to be sending you a private message through YouTube so that we can get this thing in the mail and get it out to you, this deck, so to speak. Okay, it's in near mint condition. Sorry guys, my video cut out on there on me. So Jackie Wild, this one's coming to you. We'll be in touch soon. And for everyone else who participated, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all you guys for every time you click, view, every single time we connect. I know that I appreciate you, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you enjoyed the program, and we'll talk to you again soon. Oh, yeah, and sorry for all the times I said, don't worry, it helps me meditate. Okay, love you lots. Bye.